Mike, I know your office has done a number of workshops for Dow Chemical employees. Can you give me a flavor of what you may discuss?
Yeah, I think, Carolyn, the main thing that we talk about is the importance of going through a financial plan. You know, if you're going to retire, it's difficult to retire, I think, if you haven't been through a financial plan. Kind of analyze where you are today with your finances and then compare that to where you'd like to be in the future. You got to see if they match up. You know, you need to do a budget. You need to make sure when you do this retirement plan, I see a lot of times folks will make a mistake and use a rate of return that's maybe one they'd love to get but isn't necessarily realistic, right? So use a reasonable rate of return and then compare that to your actual, what your needs are, and see if they match up. You don't want to get out 15 years into retirement and say, oh shoot, I used too big of a rate of return. We see that a lot.
Okay. Well, what are some of the other issues Dow Chemical employees should be concerned with?
You know, they have a pretty unique pension. Their pension has lots and lots and lots of options, which is great. It's a pretty good pension plan, but you have to be able to maneuver through those options and know which one is right for you. And I'll break that down a little bit for you. Everybody has what's called a SLA, single life annuitant option. Even single folks do, as well as married couples. That's always going to provide you with the highest benefit in the pension plan. If you're married, though, and you choose the SLA option, if you pass away, your spouse receives zero, okay? So from Dow's standpoint, they're insuring one life. Luckily, they have other options called the 100% survivor and the 50% survivor. Every time you choose one of those options, though, you take a little pay cut off your pension. So for example, let's say my pension is $2,000 a month, SLA. If I choose 100% survivor, it may be $1,600 a month. But then if I die, it goes on to my wife. The 50% is kind of a tweener, where I may get $1,800 a month in pension, but if I die, my wife gets 50% of that, gets $900. So that's real important to understand of what are the basics of the pension. Then it goes a little farther. They have a thing called level income and level benefit. Level income makes an assumption that you'll start Social Security when you retire, okay? So you're going to receive pension, right, up till age 62, and then it's going to drop by basically the amount of Social Security to fill the void. Now, you don't have to start your Social Security then, but that income stays level kind of throughout your life. Level benefits, just that, your benefit stays level. So you're going to get X amount of dollars at retirement. When Social Security comes on, it's an addition too. What we see all the time is folks don't necessarily know all those different intricate options that they have. So you want to know that for sure, and that should be part of every financial plan. I'll sound like a broken record. I think everybody needs to go through a financial plan to make sure they know what pension option they're taking, when they should take it, when and how Social Security should come in, and then of course taxation. Okay, every plan has to have a consideration of taxation in it.
What are some of the mistakes you've seen with Dow Chemical? And if you could, in a minute, kind of give me a quick breakdown on that.
You know, probably one of the bigger ones is a lot of folks that have been contributing to their 401k plan, they think back and say, yeah, I've always been putting away pre-tax. You know, that's what most folks do, is they save before Uncle Sam takes their piece of the pie. There are folks that have saved post-tax, which means they paid tax and then they put in their 401k plan. Those dollars are tax deferred, which means the earnings on those dollars, you'll pay tax on it someday. Dow allows you to take those, even while you're working, take those dollars out right now and convert them to a Roth IRA. So essentially you take those post-tax dollars that will eventually be, earnings will be taxable, and you change them to potentially tax-free money. As long as it's been 5 years and you're over 59 and a half when you withdraw, that's a huge benefit. If you have 100 grand in post-tax dollars and you're allowed to grow tax-deferred versus tax-free, that's huge. That could literally be thousands of dollars in tax savings. The other thing that's very unique with their 401k plan is the ability to do what we call a backdoor Roth IRA. And I think this is a cool concept. First of all, Roth IRAs have income limits. So it kind of negates highly compensated folks from contributing to a Roth IRA because they make too much money. With Dow, you can actually max out your pre-tax. Let's say if you're over 50, that's $24,000 a year you can put away pre-tax. You can put in roughly another $30,000 on top of that post-tax. Wow. Yeah. Then every 6 months, sweep it over to a Roth IRA. But wait, Mike, I make too much money. Not with this. That's what's neat about it is even if you make $300,000 a year at Dow, you can still backdoor into a Roth IRA. Really cool concept. Takes all kinds of people that said, I can't do a Roth because I make too much money. Yes, you can.
So if someone needs more information or wants a further explanation, what should they do?
You know, I would say get a hold of us at our website. It's MeierAssociates.com, M-A-I-E-R. I always say we spell it the right way. Or you can call us always at 800-282-4503.
Thanks. You have incredible information.
Thank you.
Very appreciated.
At any time.